Hi, good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, June 5th, and welcome to my Friday morning show. I'm Mary Marino, and today we're going to be revisiting the topic of perspective. So, it's been a really rough week for all of us, a couple of weeks, and I've been so sad. These recent events of the heinous killing of George Floyd 2 weeks ago, and then Ahmaud Arbery before that. I know there are many, many others. It's incomprehensible to me. And my heart is so heavy right now. And well, it should be. I'll never know what it's like to be a black person in America. But as a human being, I know what is right. So when I listen, I will do so with compassion and empathy. And you know what? I may not be well versed on the political and social issues to speak with authority. But as a human being, I know what is right. And in the scheme of things, my voice may be small, but I know my voice matters. So I will use it however I can. In fact, I feel morally compelled to do so. So, I've been coming to you week after week, over 7 months now. As a life coach, I've built this platform to offer my knowledge and support, to give back in gratitude, with the hope my message inspires you to live with intention, lead with integrity, and learn with inspiration. So this said, I will do my part to teach what I've learned about the power of perspective, with the hope it will help us to listen with compassion and empathy. When we listen with compassion and empathy, we can learn with inspiration. And when we're inspired, we can work together to find solutions that benefit each other. So when I refer to perspective, I'm not talking about a silver lining. No, there's no way to reframe what has happened with a positive spin. I'm talking about perspective in terms of energy. Perspective is the energetic responses we have to our thoughts and our feelings. And our thoughts and our feelings are shaped by our beliefs and the experiences we have in our life. So I've shared this before. Our thoughts and feelings are the filters or the lenses through which we view the world. Every situation, every relationship, every opportunity, every job we have, everything is shaped by the filters through which we look through. And simply stated, perspective is how we choose to show up in our world, in our life, in the world. The key word here is choose. So perspective is a choice. And to choose, you must first be consciously aware. So before I go any further, let me first give credit here to Bruce D. Schneider. He's the founder of IPAC, my coach training program, where I first learned this methodology. And although there are similar teachings out there, I am certified in Bruce Schneider's version. And I teach these principles in depth to my clients. So in the interest of time, we'll have an overview today. And if you want more information, we can talk about that at the end. So as we continue talking about perspective or energy, it's important to know that there are two different approaches or energetic approaches to life: catabolic and anabolic. And catabolic energy shows up in the form of stress. When we perceive a situation as being stressful, we may feel doubt or fear, worry, we may be overwhelmed, we may have frustration, anger, resentment, entitlement. When this happens, your brain signals your body to generate catabolic hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, and in order to give you the energy to deal with the situation. And when we're experiencing catabolic energy, Your focus is on the pain or the problem, right? You just want it to stop. And catabolic energy, it isn't bad. It's just an indicator of the stress that is draining you. And if you can get to the root of that, you can release it. Anabolic energy, on the other hand, is not stressful. And without stress, your body generates anabolic hormones. And the purpose of these hormones is to heal the body. It builds tissues and generates cells. This allows your body to optimize itself. And as a result, it's easier to maintain a solution focus and feel energized. So as a result, it propels you forward to possibilities and opportunities. So now that we've defined the two categories of energy, let's move on to the different levels. So there are 7 of them. 7 different levels of energy we always have available to us. In fact, we may experience several levels all at once. So they're neither good nor bad. Each level has its advantages and its disadvantages. So as I go through each level, understand that energy attracts like energy. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it like to be around a person exhibiting each level of energy? Okay, so level 1 and level 2 are catabolic levels. And at these levels, people are reactionary because they are at the effect of life, or at least they feel that they are. So level 1 is the victim. The thought here is victim mentality. The feeling is apathy, and the action is lethargy or demotivation. From this perspective, you feel defeated. It's problem-focused. It's isolating. You're passively engaged, if at all. You're indecisive. You're overwhelmed. You're avoiding. You're in crisis mode. You're withdrawn. The overall mentality here is I lose. Level 2 is the fighter. The thought here is conflict. It's anger. The action is defiance. From this perspective, there's controlling going on. You're attached to the outcome. It's right, it's wrong, it's black, it's white. It's a lot of blaming. There's finding fault. It's problem-focused. Micromanagers. It's judgmental. It's resisting. The feeling here is I win and you lose. So those are the catabolic. Moving on to levels 3 to 7, they're anabolic energy. And just as a reminder, anabolic energy is expanding, it's creative, it's moving forward, it's productive. So starting with level 3, as being the first anabolic, it's the rationalizer. Although this was a little tricky because it's considered moderately catabolic, because there's a surrendering going on. And sometimes this is good because there are things in life that we cannot change, right? It's knowing that we cannot change them. And there's an acceptance. But sometimes we can put things in this bucket because we don't think we have a choice. And maybe we stay in a bad job, or we tolerate bad behavior, or we're in an unfulfilling relationship, right? Oftentimes in this level, people in this level will say, you know what, it is what it is. I can't change it. The thought here is responsibility. The feeling is forgiveness. And the action is cooperation. So from this perspective, it's good enough thinking. There's a rationalization. There's a responsibility. It's making excuses. It's compromise. It's solution focus. But it's from the standpoint of I win, and if you win too, that's okay. So when I think of this, someone who's coping, I think of a beautiful swan who's gliding across the pond and looks graceful on the surface. And underneath, they're just paddling furiously, trying to keep up. That's a rationalizer. That's a coper. Level 4 is the caregiver. Now we're really into the anabolic levels. The thought here is concern. The feeling, compassion. The action is service. From this perspective, there is caring. It's being in the fix-it mode. It's helping. It's putting others first. There's an appreciation. It's a service-oriented. It's a you-win mentality. Think of our healthcare workers, our teachers, our firefighters, our policemen, and moms. So level 5 is the opportunist. And an opportunist in the truest sense of the word, not in the manipulative sense. That would be a level 2. That's a fighter. An opportunist, the thought here is reconciliation. The feeling is peace. The action, acceptance. From this perspective, there's discerning. There's a thoughtfulness. There's seeing opportunities. There's wanting a true win-win. This level is curious. It's holistic. It's innovation-focused. There's an understanding. It's purposeful. The thought here is we both win or we don't play. So opportunists don't just make lemonade out of lemons. People at this level get just as excited by the things that don't go well as the things that do. So think about the good leaders that you've experienced in your life. Level 6 is the visionary. The core thought here is synthesis. There's a feeling of joy. The action is wisdom. From this perspective, there's a connection. There's a calm. There's an intuition. It's inspirational. You're in the flow. There's a sense of permanent joy, and everyone always wins. This is passion. Think about maybe playing the piano or gardening or yoga, working on a project at work, something you are totally immersed in that brings you joy. Level 7 is the creator. The thought here is non-judgment. The feeling is absolute passion. The action here is creation. And from this perspective, you're a pioneer. You're a genius. You're being. There's a truth. Unconditional love lives here. Winning and losing are just illusions. So think about Gandhi, Dalai Lama, Jesus, Mother Teresa, Buddha. Being consciously aware allows us to see opportunities where others see problems. It gives us a different perspective, and from that vantage point, we can choose how we want to show up. It allows us to assess the situation objectively instead of subjectively. To listen with compassion and empathy allows us to find solutions that build bridges. So I ask, how are you showing up in your thinking, in your doing, and being? Because how you show up impacts the experience you will have in that moment and the results you will get. Now more than ever, there is a call to action, asking each of us to stop, look, and listen. We ask ourselves, how am I showing up in this situation? Or the bigger question, how am I showing up in my life? Am I the victim, the fighter, the rationalizer? Or am I the opportunist, the visionary, the creator? Who do I want to be? So this is my time for today. Thank you all for watching. If you would like to learn more about the Power of Perspective or me and what I do, then all you need to do is go to my website, MaryMarinoCoaching.com. You can message me here too, or go to the Contact Me page. And I'm going to wish you all a blessed and peaceful day and weekend. And remind you all to live with intention, lead with integrity, and learn with inspiration. Bye-bye now. Have a great day.